let's go straight to Amman and neighbouring Lebanon. We can speak to Nisreen El-Shamayleh. And Nisreen, nearly 24 hours on from the blast, and everybody's wondering how you get to a peaceful transition from here.
It's going to be very difficult. The United Nations Security Council will be meeting later on Thursday to try to pass a resolution. However, there are stumbling blocks. Chief amongst them, to reach an agreement is the Western demand for a resolution that stipulates non-military action, and that is tied to Chapter 7 under the United Nations mandate and could eventually allow for military action against Syria in order to end the conflict. Russia, a member of the Security Council, is going to use its veto right to stop any kind of Chapter 7 action against Syria. Russia has made it clear in the past and also recently through the Foreign Minister Vladimir Sergei Lavrov and through the President Vladimir Putin that Russia is not going to try to convince Bashar al-Assad to step down and is not going to try to impose any kind of resolution that will lead to foreign military action against Damascus, similar to the military operation we saw in Libya that brought down Gaddafi.
And meanwhile, events in Damascus right now and reports that President Assad has moved to Latakia, all bringing into sharp focus the urgency of the situation in Syria.
Absolutely. We have heard reports, they are unconfirmed yet, that President Bashar al-Assad and his family may have headed to Latakia, the coastal city in Syria, where he retains still a lot of support. We don't know whether he's actually there. We don't know if he went there before or after these bombings in Damascus. What we do know from activists is that for the fifth day, the clashes and heavy fighting in suburbs of Damascus have not stopped. They mention many areas in the city, in the capital, where these clashes are taking place: Al Midan, Al Qaboon, Kafr Souseh, Mazzeh, and the area around the Prime Ministry, and as well Yarmouk Palestinian refugee camp, where Syrian security forces are reportedly using helicopters, tanks, armored vehicles, and are fighting back the armed rebels in those areas by shelling these neighborhoods. And we're hearing of a large displacement and the movement of residents of those areas who are trying to flee these neighborhoods that are under fire.
Nisreen, speak to you as the day goes on. Thanks very much indeed in the meantime.